Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting worldwide from Brooklyn, New York, you're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show.
That's right. Jaja, Bruce, what up?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the excellence of radio execution, the best conspiratorial couple talk radio outfit there is. You're listening to the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be in alternative media. This is the Bruce Montalvo Show.
Friday night, man.
Friday, August 21st, 2015.
Shabbat Shalom.
Dean, thank you for joining us.
What's up, yo? Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Yo, this is a Latino, Jew, and Black loving station. This is like the only station now. Everybody be hating everybody. They just divide and conquer, Bruce. What's up with that?
That is the Communist Manifesto. That is the game plan that these oligarchical psychopaths have on their table. They read it every day. It's like the book Eco Science. It's their game plan. Like I said, their game plan to destroy humanity.
Yeah, and they get us hating.
Incrementally.
Yeah. Well, they get us hating each other. That way they can control you. It's obvious. You know, meanwhile, they're all hanging out behind closed doors at the freaking parties and shit.
You want to know what I hate? I hate this just treacherous 100-degree humid weather out here in New York. I mean, it's so hot, you know what I mean? I mean, it's nice. Everybody's cracking open the fire hydrants around here, you know, and just like, you know, having a good time. No, it's scorching.
No, you can't even go outside. They said it's the worst heat in like 100 years.
What are they doing? Are they harping this whole area? I mean, what the hell are they doing?
They had all the people, the stockbrokers, doctors, whatever. They took a few weeks off. They went to their house in the Hamptons, you know, to hang out with the prince and the Kate, whatever her name is.
Yeah,
Kate.
The royal butt wipes.
Yeah, they're all chilling right by the beach and stuff, you know, and that's it. Now they're screwing them with the stocks, you know, while they're like all relaxing, you know.
Well, that's what China's doing right now. We'll get into that in just a little bit, but you know, we're talking about, you know, things we hate right now. We love you. We love the listening audience. We love you. We want you to keep coming back. But if there's one thing that I hate, ladies and gentlemen, is this 100-degree weather. I mean, people they forget how to operate around here. You know, you got the Muslim women running around with their burqas during the 100-degree weather. How do they do that? And then you got these Baptists holding up the line, you know, praising Jesus. They want to show everybody how to use the machines and whatnot. Meanwhile, it's scorching hot. You know, they're praising Jesus, and I'm just trying to buy some orange juice, you know, and get the hell out of there.
This is Brooklyn, Bruce. You know, it's like the center port of everywhere, of everything. You got Jews, blacks, Arabs, Latinos. Sorry, I'm smoking a joint.
a cigar joint.
I'm telling you.
Anyway, no, but you know what? Speaking of that, cannabis actually cures cancer. Yeah, so what? The cannabis this week, okay, we've known this for a while, but cannabis cures cancer. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the show that will tell you all the cures that they don't want you to know, like vitamin C killing cancer, vitamin D is better than vaccines. I'll tell you straight up that barbecue fructose corn syrup in my barbecue sauce, I don't like that one bit. You know, I don't think anybody in Alabama liked that either.
No, you did good. You were like looking through the ingredients and making sure there wasn't any MSG or 15 million chemicals, nitrates, and salts.
Coca-Cola gives you cancer, and then you can use it to unplug the toilet and also kill mice too.
Kill mice, yeah.
You know what I read? I read a story that these mice, I mean, you see them running around all over the freaking city. You know, these big, huge rats New York has, right? Beyond the FBI informants that are out there. There's bigger rats than you, and they're in New York, right? But now, guess what? They're putting brain, like human brain tissue, or manufacturing the DNA, altering the DNA of mice to where they're super mice.
Supposedly.
Can you deal with that? Can you deal with, like, he's wearing like a white shirt, and he's like, hey, yo, I'm gonna come in your house whether you like it, whether you don't.
Well, if he starts talking, yeah, we're gonna have the Parmesan. Next time, I'll bring the Parmesan. No, if he ever shows up, and starts talking, that's when I lose it. Alright? Getting freaking BB guns. I don't care if they're illegal or not. You're like, bang,
But he's
bang.
a super mice, He's got a Teflon chest.
Yeah, he's gonna
He's got
make muscles like you.
Washboard abs.
Yeah, he's gonna have arms like you. Mighty Mouse and stuff.
Hey, no, I could.
Mighty Mouse.
He's probably trained by Mike Tyson. The same thing with those pigeons flying around here.
Listen, you had Noel Sharkey on your show. You had a great interview this week.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're talking all kinds of stuff about robots and whether they were going to take over the world or not.
Well, he really put it into perspective. I mean, you have technical difficulties. You know how Skype is, but he was able to, say what he needed to say. What I asked him, he answered many of my questions, and he dropped a bombshell, pretty much stating that it is not the U.S. who is the revolutionary force in robotics. It's not the Chinese. It's the South Koreans. And what's going on right now with South Korea and North Korea, where they're at each other's throats in that DMZ zone and the demilitarized zone, but they got autonomous robots out there, the South Koreans, trying to fire a laser into Kim Jong-un's cojones.
Well, look, this is what it is. I mean, you see the movie Elysium or any of these like futuristic movies where they're like Mad Max and where they shut it down and everybody's killing each other and there's a million movies like that. Okay, I can't even think of the names, but you all know what I'm talking about. So it's all this future where we're all like really warrior and then there's this really super elite rich. Well, that is going on right now. That is going on in places like Brazil and Mexico. They've been like building the walls and in Gaza. These are all guinea pigs for those kinds of societies. And Bruce and I had a discussion this week about whether it was going to happen to the U.S. and whether these like psycho elites are going to try to separate everything, where there's like us and them. And at the same time, like I try to be a little bit more rational because everybody's still trying to come to the United States. I mean, this is still like the place of there. Everybody wants to be. So we're like and we're not the ones that are creating ghettos within our own communities. I mean, actually, I see in New York, our ghettos are kind of more opening up, so we don't really have a class system here. The only class system we have is our Hollywood Nazi royalty.
You know who came up with the ghettos, right?
Yeah, the Nazis.
Nazis did.
Yeah, well, they were designed, you could read Foucault, and it's knowledge and power. You could read all that about controlling, and it's like a psychological thing, the way the architecture works with trying to keep people in. They designed it like a labyrinth, so people can get confused and, not easy to get out or, don't feel like that. It's that whole, philosophy is not easy to get out. But,
Well, why go after the bee when you could just take out the whole hive?
Yeah.
That's the way I think these sick psycho bastards looked at it. They cram them all in one place and light a match. It's sickening.
Yeah, but the projects aren't the same as they used to be anymore. And New York's not the same as it used to be, where there's even more dichotomy. You see way more. If you're in New York, you've already survived the hell because it's expensive here, and that means you've found a way to survive. So you've already put yourself above like a guy that's running around trying to feed his family. He's not like in Tel Aviv, trying to blow up a whole market because his or her family can't survive. If they're able to go on a plane and already come here, they already have a business. So like even the women you see with burqas, their
I just wonder how they could take the 100-degree weather and just look like the Cobra Commander at the same time.
The fact is that when it gets really hot, you want to keep yourself with a cotton sheet. It's actually, if you look at all the people in the desert.
Cotton, my friend, yes.
In the desert, when you see them, all the Arab sheiks in the desert, why do they all have those white things on their heads? Because it keeps them cool. It traps in the wind. It creates a wind, whatever wind is available. Otherwise, it's direct sunlight and heat on your body.
So what do you make of this story out of Syria, where they're saying that they're destroying the most precious artifacts from cities like Nimrod, which is actually the one that Rome was ruled under Nimrod. All these cities named after him, right? What do you make of that story? I mean, they're not destroying those artifacts. They're selling them on the black market, if destroying them at all. It's all fakes that they're destroying.
Yeah, they're not. They're destroying fakes.
They debunked that. Yes, they're destroying the fakes.
And they're showing you in video.
If they have stealing the real ones.
Yeah, they're stealing the real ones. They're going in private collections. They'll probably resurface in like 100 years, maybe to the public, maybe never. These are in people's castles right now. There's a lot of people with a lot of money that will pay a lot of money or even a little bit of money or smart money and be on the lookout for this kind of a thing. I mean, when they first raided Iraq, there was all kinds of things they called the Babylonian artifacts and all kinds of ancient artifacts that they were actually selling on the black market, and a lot of American soldiers were bringing them back. You see them coming out of Kentucky, Indiana, all those places.
They had to shut that down.
Well, eventually they got bought out. I'm sure you can still find stuff on eBay if you go digging. That's what they do. They dig, but they're digging for their masters. They want the best, the prized stuff, most prized things given to the more wealthier people. So,
right. That's one of the stories coming out of Syria. They're not telling you. I mean, they're actually just destroying fakes and keeping the real ones, if destroying anything at all. And here's another story. They keep saying that they're raping Yazidi women, Yazidi this, Christians that. There was a story that came out that they're actually raping themselves and, other young ISIS male members. I mean, it's ISIS having gay butt sex in tents. Yeah. That's the story they're not telling you. These guys are, like we say in the Latin word, a bunch of maricones.
Yeah, well, that gives them a reason. I mean, it's a
bunch of fanooks.
It's so oppressed.
ISIS fanooks.
It's oppressed. You can't be gay and Muslim. That's
what would Muhammad think about that?
He doesn't.
And the funny thing is Muhammad has just been accepted by the fanooks in Rome.
That's right.
The Catholic Church, and they recognized Muhammad. What I don't understand is this radical Islam, radical Arabic. It's pretty much just radical Catholicism.
Well, they just want to worship men. It's all gay male worship.
Yeah, they worship Jesus' abs.
Yeah, that's it.
Washboard abs.
Yeah, look at that man lying there with his abs. Oh.
They're all part of the Pink Triangle Club. And you know what gets me? All these guys, they call into talk radio, this patriotic talk radio. They're supposed to be telling you the truth and... keeping you informed. They're really just neocons, the guys at the very top, and they just steal lines from underground talk show hosts like myself. I mean, they had to come to me and tell me, hey, you're exposing the Nazis a little bit too much. I said, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll tone it down a bit, right? I want more people to listen to my message. So I tone it down. And what happens right after I tone it down, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody and their mother is talking about Nazi this, Nazi that,
Auschwitz this, end of the line this. Everything is Holocaust.
Right, and I find it that these alternative media types are actually upping their rhetoric even more, this anti-Jew rhetoric. I mean, these Amalekian talk show hosts out there.
This week has been out of control. I mean,
right,
even
with their so-called debates.
And even with their so-called Jewish ones.
What do you make of that?
Oh, I think they're definitely dividing and conquer. They are really mad that we are exposing their Nazi heritages, and that's why they're able to be in there. You think that you buying like their products on their radio station is going to pay for their job? No, these people are government employees. They have intel calling them.
They can't
all
even
the
pay
time.
their electric bill with that.
Yeah, all day, every other caller is like an intel. You hear the same caller like that Carlos, right? That Carlos.
We don't want to be given the trolls of the
I'm
trolls
just saying,
of the trolls.
But we heard him on like 3 talk shows.
Trolls, cred.
And we hear like...
Yeah, right. No, you get these guys that you just wonder, they crawl out of the woodworks like cockroaches, you know what I mean? It's like, who the hell are these guys? All of them seem to have some intel op, black op. The older they are, the more... that leads me to believe that they might be employed by the DOD, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, let's just get it straight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they totally want to, they just want to control everybody and everything that's said. They don't want somebody with a brain.
They're admitting it now, too. I mean, you tune in to TalkStream Live. the best in streaming talk radio. I mean, you hear these big time hosts. Oh yeah, I get my Intel collars. Yeah, in between while I'm burping my Greek salad. Yeah. Yeah. What the hell are you? What are you? You broadcasting out of a toilet, a trash can, and some Subway here? Speaking of Subway, what happened? It seems that Jared's going to get a foot long in the pen, too, right?
Well, he's a Jew, right? So it's like you got to have the sacrificial Jew.
That's right.
I mean, I'm not taking it away from anybody who molests kids.
Yo, they let the Pope get away with it. They let Ratzinger get away with
Bill
it.
O'Reilly
Of course, they let Bill O'Reilly go to Bangkok and fly out there, to meet with all those little freaking escorts he interviewed. And, yeah, nothing happened to Bill O'Reilly. Nothing happened to the Pope. Nothing happened to Ratzinger. Nothing's happening to Bill Clinton. They get away with it. But, they got to crucify
the Jew.
Jared Fagel.
Fogel, right? Fagula.
Jared Superbad Fogel from Superbad.
I heard a talk show host, I'm not going to mention his fat name, but his guests, they actually had the audacity to say more Jews rape little boys than Christians. When, I mean,
more than the Catholics. Nobody does more than the Catholics. I'm sorry about that.
It's just obscene.
The most disgusting, disturbed, depraved pigs in the world are in Rome, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, because they're repressed. They teach repression.
What, the rabbi can get married? What, they want to hate on the rabbi? Yeah, the rabbi can
life.
Like a man. Well, we were watching Family Guy, right? Remember one of the first episodes? Hitler can't even lift like the little 15 weights in Das Gym. And then what? The Jew has like all the
body,
the chicks. He's got the girls with the plumpy pleasures, and he's holding them, right? And then Hitler looks over and he's like,
yeah. No, he said, well. He said most evil things that happen to people
They're jealous bastards. The Amaleks are jealous. They can't go out and work out in the sun more than 5 minutes without turning pink or whatever. I mean, come on. That's not hate speech. It's just, it's just what I noticed.
I want to know, how come a lot of these German people, they have like the worst chin? Like, not all of them, okay, but they have like this they look like balls, like cock.
Yeah, like Peter Griffin. Yeah, he's got like 2 balls on his chin, right?
Yeah. If you look at all these Nazi, a lot of
they all have very German bald chins.
Like Jesse Ventura, that kind of a thing.
Oh man, S.A. Ventura. He's drinking the tap water and eating the dog tacos over in Tijuana as we speak.
Do your essay, please.
Hey, you're listening to S.A. Ventura from Tijuana, Mexico. I've done it better. But look, ladies and gentlemen, enough with the silliness here. There's some serious things going on. I mean, you have protesters in Ferguson being paid by rap moguls, Illuminati, satanic rap moguls
and
like Jay-Z
and
George Soros, just New World Order frontmen. I mean, these aren't protesters that I want to sympathize for. These aren't the 60s civil liberties, Martin Luther King, disobey unjust laws protesters. These are fabricated, boule protesters.
Yeah, I mean, and speaking of protesters, we were watching Family Guy, and the first episode, first season, first year from '96, they talked about Ferguson.
Yeah, they mentioned Ferguson in a case, right?
So much predictive programming that went on there.
There's a ton of predictive programming. Family Guy even predicted Robin Williams' death. You believe that? They had him hanging from a door. They had him about to commit. The whole episode was about him committing suicide, having him commit suicide. And, of course, that's what they want to feed the people. But I really think they sent in some star whackers in there and, they whacked them. Because he had royalties. How could they say he was broke? You know what I mean? How could they just say, oh, no, he's broke now, after he did Aladdin and Jumanji and all these others, the Birdcage, all these
He was a good slave. He worked very hard for them. He might have gotten...
He was a good Juden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he worked very hard for the order. And then eventually, who knows what happened. To me, it was a psychological operation on him, because even in the last movie, The Angriest Man in Brooklyn, was it?
Yeah, in Brooklyn.
Yeah, they he was.
They told him
were
to
all
kill
telling
himself like a million times
a
in the
million
script.
times, and he even said that he was going to kill himself. When you see this, he was going to be dead. He almost knew he was going to die. So there was a whole psych operation done on him.
Right, so
I have
they
no idea
mentioned
what
Ferguson in Family Guy, but, I mean, how much more clear could it be that the satanic Illuminati rap Viacom machine and people like George Soros are actually funding these Black Lives Matter protesters? And,
Yeah.
they could easily just stir some crap up in Brooklyn or anywhere, right? I mean, how are we gonna cope with these type of people?
Yeah, or Waco or whatever. I don't know if they can do that so easily in a town like
I mean, you
this.
see what
They
Trump's
tried to do
doing.
something like that with Trayvon Martin in Manhattan, and then they had a little bit of a turnout. There was all these like raver kids and just like hipster kids that came out, like all swinging their little signs and walking up and down, marching Trayvon, whatever. So you don't really get much of a big turnout, even with that Occupy Wall Street when they took over that whatever the hell it's called.
All right, people got the attention
The
span
square.
of like a bird, a mosquito, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was like a party. It was like a rave party that kept it moving. And then when I went down there to look at it, it was all these homeless people and just like a few like ad buster type people.
But let me tell you
know?
something. Army PsyOps is working 24/7 relentlessly. They've infiltrated the media. They've even infiltrated the alternative media, and they're working relentlessly with these types of protesters.
Yeah.
And you got a rap mogul like Jay-Z at the top, pretty much
Funding it. I mean,
bailing these guys out of jail. What a scumbag. This guy is a grade A jackass.
can I just ask you something? I know you don't like to talk about other talk show hosts, but what was George Norrie doing in Ferguson? I mean, is he like, what's he going to do?
Oh, that's a joke.
I thought he was a paranormal guy. Now he's like intelligent operative, Army PsyOps.
That right there should tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that the KKK is in Ferguson, because he doesn't even need to put a hood on. He's so white and pasty, he looks like a ghost, ladies and gentlemen. It's George Borey. I mean, man, oh man, that show. It's like geriatrics coast to geriatric coast.
What is with their music? Total MK Ultra. It's getting worse and worse. You want to throw up.
Well, you see, even in their own logo, they've always had it. I mean, Art Bells and Mason, they have the all-seeing eye in their logo.
Triangles there, right?
And I even think, I mean, you know what they are? They're an Office of Naval Intelligence Operation. How dare they even try to cover the JFK assassination when they and their office was practically involved in the whole thing.
Why don't you expound upon the real JFK assassination? Because
well, it's too much to cover, and I've spent half of my career that hasn't been on broadcasting as a documentary filmmaker, and I went to Dealey Plaza, and, it's basically so much CIA disinformation to cut through. Basically, you just have to, it's a lot of work. You got to dive in there. But you know what? It's the cornerstone of discovering that there's something very, very wrong with America. Because you see how you may have had an insider. He was an insider. Hell, some people even said he Heiled Hitler. But JFK, at his core, was anti-war. And that could be the definitive reason, just definitely one of the real reasons why they whacked him too.
So who do we think that the actual real shot that made sure that he took his head off, who do we think that is?
Again, we can make speculation. I definitely don't think it's the driver, like all these crazy, kooky kooks say the driver did it. I don't think it was from the grassy knoll. If anything, that was a diversionary shot. I don't know. I mean, there could have been a guy in the storm drain.
The car was moving.
And then you could have had...
They could have hit Jackie.
You could have had Jackie, who was involved with the Jesuits, take the final shot.
I mean, Kennedy was having an affair with Marilyn, really out in the open. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jackie wasn't so bad. Jackie Bouvier, she wasn't so bad looking. So, I mean, she was probably getting mad jealous. I would say the Vatican, Jackie Onassis, the Onassis guys, Aristotle Onassis came to her, was like, showed her pictures. Look what your husband's doing, and she would look at pictures of him little by little, making love to Marilyn. Oh my God! As a woman, that would make you crazy.
Right.
That was enough inspiration.
You think it made? Let's go to the present now, and do you think that this type of scenario made Hillary Clinton furious?
It's funny you should say that, because I think that, she had to bite the bullet a little bit, but as we have seen, that it's really more than likely she's not really with Bill, and she's with women.
I heard a story that she doesn't even enjoy having missionary sex. If they're gonna have any type
Why
of
would she
sex,
say that? Then what?
if they're gonna have any
that?
sex, Bill and Hillary, it's got to be missionary. I mean, she's putting it out there like George W. Bush put out an autobiography that he loves Chad Savage and Victor Ashe. His little male bisexual escapades. Hillary's putting it out too, that she only likes no doggy style for Hillary. So Snoop Dogg, you're not going to be invited to the White House when they elect reptilian Hillary Clinton.
It's going to be Ellen DeGeneres all the way.
Oh my God!
And who else? Roseanne Barr. Who's the openly gay?
Don't you think they could blackmail her though? I mean, can't they blackmail? Isn't Clinton easily blackmailable?
Obviously not. I mean, can't
they put out pictures of her like rubbing nipples with Uma Thurman or whatever, Muslim Brotherhood?
The United States is so the U.S. is so ready for that. It doesn't even matter. They already
dealt
with her husband.
That would titillate them.
Yeah, I mean, we got Bruce Jenner, what I'm saying? Like all day, every day, tranny, flip-flopping. Everything's about bisexual, I just noticed something they're trying to shove in my face. I mean, sort of, I won't even look into it. It was some blonde bimbo. And they said Illuminati, Mark Dice put it out, Illuminati rapper, bisexual girl. That's like what they wanted me to do. And I was like, give 2 fingers.
You know the MO of the bloodsuckers in the music industry. They see a blonde girl. Oh, you could rap? Okay, we want to turn you out.
Yeah, they want to have you in both ways, in every situation. They want you to be that messenger of ambiguity, so you can love both men and women.
They want you
to be loved by both.
They want you to be the towel that Hillary wipes her cha-cha with.
Yeah, wipes her cha-cha. Is that the same towel that wiped her computer drive?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what white means to her.
Hillary's butt wipes. Get them now. 1995.
No, vaginal swipes. Vaginal wipes.
Oh my God. They're gonna throw up on my mic here. Oh my God. Yes, Clinton wiping her server,
vaginal wipes,
and then making a joke about it. I mean, obviously, the whole reality TV people that are working with Trump are like giving her lines too. Oh, say this week, say that week. I mean, what, with a cloth? Really? Really? You wiped your server with a cloth? You're really that stupid? You're really that into NLP and just talking to people like you're a robot, like they're robots, or like they're just like moronic slaves? I mean, it's
okay. We get the joke, insanity. Hillary, but keep it moving. And answer with a little bit of intelligence. We all know that you're trying to pull a fast one. I mean, just because you want to get all gangster and like act like 50 cents and stuff like that with your freaking lingo, you still got to come up with something substantiating for the substantial for the judge. Because the judge is still the American people, and we could laugh, ha ha ha. Yeah, we get your joke. Do we want a joker? Who do we want? What, gangs? All these niggas is gangsters.
Look. Hillary Clinton is a
Donald Trump
bag
gangsters.
That says, listen to me, Hillary Clinton has admitted, ladies and gentlemen, that her favorite book was 1984. She's an authoritarian, totalitarian wench, no different than the witch from The Wizard of Oz, ladies and gentlemen. No different. I don't hear anything different in that laugh. Okay, you think Obama stole your change? Well, Hillary's going to steal your whole wallet. Okay, and that reminds me, with Jimmy Carter dying, they're killing him off, or he's just dying of old age, and he's a rotten old communist bastard. But with him croaking and kicking the bucket, Obama now finally becomes the worst official president, the worst American president in history.
Yeah, you say that, but I mean, I think that George is still alive. You really forgot that, huh? I mean, this is all like
No, those guys were
yeah.
extremely bad. I mean, I don't want to.
Forgot
That's just what the
Bushes.
popular people say.
That's because they wanted us to forget
Jimmy,
about the Bushes.
Jimmy Carter's the worst president. Okay, well,
yeah,
Jimmy
whatever.
Carter's dying now. Obama's the worst president. But don't you forget about Herbert Sheriff Walker, the Nazi.
Yeah, that's right. People forget about their
Right.
full corroboration. The Prescott Bush Walker had total ties with the Nazis. They funded that.
Absolutely.
They got money. They profiteered off of war, just like everybody.
Oh, they helped bring guys like Sidney Gottlieb over here, and Sheriff and Borman. They created the CIA and instituted the MK Ultra mind control program. They're all responsible for this.
Yeah.
So, like you said, if anybody is the worst president in history, I mean, it's not
Definitely
it's not
George
Carter.
Bush.
It's the Bushes.
Oh yeah,
The whole Bush dynasty. You're not going to get anything different from the Clintons. I mean, they go on vacations together.
I mean, ultimately, people.
And they got Obama licking an ice cream like he's a prostitute on the side of Crenshaw. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing.
Do we want a celebrity or you want a politician? I mean,
You got a celebrity with Obama.
They're all celebrities, and that's what you're voting for. Is a celebrity, is a charisma, and because that's not the law. That's not government. The real government lies in your local and state government, and that's where you have the ability to really change anything, because you can vote for your senators, your legislators. You have to look into your local judges. Those people are the ones that are making decisions for you.
It's the stupidest thing right now to have these debates.
But it goes on for months and months, like the Olympics, like the lowest common denominator of Brazilian soccer. My team, your team, this team, let's kill each other over a stupid name, and it's just a freaking, they were even joking about it. They don't even care. They're in a position of they're acting. They're just a position of leadership, like a headship. They don't really, yes, they have power. You don't want to put Trump in power, because that guy's so manipulative. He actually probably will take over the United States. With his
Trump, the baboso.
Yeah.
I think these
Hotels
debates are just so
homes.
stupid to have right now. And just really, the populace has no idea that their vote really doesn't even count. It's not who votes, it's who counts the votes. So the guy that's counting the votes, he's the one that's going to count your vote. You could vote for a great candidate, like in my opinion, a Gary Johnson, and it's not going to make a bit of difference. Okay? It's not going to make a bit of difference. Sorry to say it, but you're not going to change a damn thing. The left, right, bipartisan, big government establishment rules supreme, and you are their sheep, and they're gang-banging you.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. You have no say as an individual. I mean, the only way you really can have any power or move anything is with the local and state, because these presidents, I really think with talk show hosts, like what they use the whole presidentship election for is just talking points.
Yep.
They get to whitewash, they get to black out whatever news they don't want to cover, and just talk about their favorite person. And maybe they'll even get an extra few dollars in their pocket next year if they did the right thing. It's like when I went to Jamaica once, and they caught me at the border, right? They caught me with some C's in my pocket because I didn't actually throw out the C's. I was in a cab. I forgot to trash them, and I packed my luggage. And somehow they just like caught them on me, and they stood me up. They were like, "Oh, we want to ass search you." I'm like, "What?"
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh no!" And they were going through everything, and they.
So the Jamaican TSA is worse than the American TSA.
Yeah, but they were white. They were like white Jamaicans, right? So there was like a big.
So they're trying to get fresh with you.
Well, they were going to send me to the woman to do that, to like strip me naked. I was like telling them, no.
Dear
I was like, I ain't got nothing. Trust me. I was like, I smoke whatever. I ain't trying to bring that here. We got better stuff in the U.S.
It's funny you say that, because when we went to Florida, that they sent out this big, huge gorilla to pat you down, and I was like, hey, do you want a cigarette? I felt like telling her, you want a cigarette now that you just like patted my wife for butt bombs. I mean, what the hell's your problem?
Yeah.
But continue about your story.
All about the weed. But yeah, so what they do is they try to make me. He tried to make me like promise that I was gonna promote that weed is bad, and I laughed and says, yeah, I will, I won't smoke weed, you know. And that's what I hear from other talk show hosts that want to talk bad on weed. I think that they got something on them and stuff, you know.
Yeah, they're probably choking it down themselves. They're probably the highest ones. I mean, they are the highest ones. I mean, how can you support a pimp like Chump, whose wife is a prostitute? His wife Meliana was a prostitute,
and the other ones too. They were all like
and all his
brides.
all his beauty pageant starlets. What are they? They're all his little prostitutes that he whores off to his buddies. Hey, you want this one?
But prostitution isn't bad this week. Actually, you know, that's the topic. That's another talking topic.
Look, it's one of the oldest professions in the book. You know, no, the government shouldn't have any say in what you choose and how you feed yourself. But obviously, there are people who are in bed with the government and make a monopoly out of it, like Trump, who gets the laws to agree with him.
Yeah.
Like he said in the debate.
Yep. I mean, the whole prostitution thing, I mean, it works in Switzerland. It's all legal there. It's fine. People do whatever they do. The heroin's legal there. And the majority of the population's not into it. Denmark, marijuana's been legal. Nobody cares. Like Amsterdam, Holland, it's been legalized, sort of tolerated. Nobody cares. Like, if that's your life, then do it. Like, just leave me alone. Like, I don't really need a pimp, like, going crazy because, you know, and losing his mind for some, you know, trying to rob somebody else. Like, let him. I just think that people should just, that kind of stuff should be very legal. And that's the whole thing about the libertarian. They take that on as issues, like as eclectic, far left out field points, when actually it's in practice in many countries in Europe.
Well, unfortunately, they've been co-opted, just like the Republicans, just like the Democrats. You know, they serve to swing the election pretty much in the way of the establishment candidate. And it's funny, you know, people like this fake wigged, loudmouth reality TV bigot, Donald Trump, talking about all undocumented immigrants must go. I mean, did they say that during the Industrial Revolution?
No, they didn't have IBM then.
You know what?
Now that IBM's
they
here,
they should have the Mexican mestizos. They've always been here. Okay, the only thing that happened was the flag change, and then the Native Americans, who they fought back and forth with, people like Geronimo or you know, they should really team up and say, oh, good, Europe is that way, Trump. Which way do you want the undocumented immigrants to go home? The Atlantic is that way, Trump. Okay, people forget they're living in such a divisive time period. They forget that the Industrial Revolution was made up of immigrants of all creeds. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 40 Hispanic Latino recipients of the Medal of Honor. Nobody dares to thank them for the ultimate sacrifice. I thank them because of people like them, I'm allowed to have a voice and a platform on American radio today.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think that there's enough famous Latinos or enough respect. There's not a lot of Latinos that are standing up for their rights. I mean, there's Sonia Sotomayor, but there's not. I mean, there's J-Lo, but there's not a lot of very well-known
Illuminatists.
Yeah, but those people
not your best examples, but you know, examples that if they did start off in the ghetto, they made it all the way to the top, right?
Yeah, I just don't. They're not. It's not pushed enough. I mean, there's a lot of people that speak up for black. There's a lot of black people that speak up for black rights. There's a lot of Jews that speak up for black rights. But the Latinos, I feel like they don't stand up for themselves.
You know, and these racist hicks out of Texas, you know, they like their beachfront property at Galveston. They even forget that Galveston, Texas, was named after Bernardo de Galvez, a man who fought the American Revolutionary War. He created a brigade of people of all races, from black, Cuban, Mexican, to fight against the British to free Texas from the Brits.
That's right.
What, they forget Galveston? They named Galveston after that man, a Spanish Latino. Okay, so you have just so much history, so much culture, and then you have people in one breath, these neocons, these little fascists that are like 5'1" or something, and are just like Napoleon was taller than them, tell you the complete opposite.
Exactly. Well, that's the Masons again. They control the whole history of everything. They have you remembering what they want you to remember. They keep quiet with whoever they want to keep quiet. I mean, they keep people in ghettos. I think they do that intellectually with a lot of Latino people. They start off in the schools, they overcrowd them. They don't give them a smart enough teacher to give them, cater to their individual needs as much. Give them reading groups, for example. Make sure that their reading is up to level before they pass them to the next grade. And they do that systematically. They keep lowering the standards.
But I don't think it's going to get better with anybody like Hillary Clinton running. I mean, that's basically the Queen's cousin running. I mean, you have the monarchy. You speak of England, us beating the English. We never beat the English, folks. I mean, they have infiltrated us with spy networks. No, they got their subverters, their changers, and their influencers. And Hillary Clinton's going right out there, dressed in orange. She only drew a crowd about 300
orange
people.
Orange and black?
No, just orange.
Orange
a freaking orange jumpsuit.
Yeah,
okay?
Just like the prison, orange is the new black.
She even walked out with the little sandals they give them and everything, okay? The orange jumpsuit and the sandals, talking about she wiped her butt. Talking about butt wipes.
Could you imagine if she had to go to prison? It would never happen. I mean, it's so...
She'd get top bunk.
She would like it, though. Oh, my God. This woman would be queen of the whole prison system in there.
She'd be in there like with like braids and shit.
Yeah, with the whip and everything. She'd have a choice. She'd be like, you do this for me. You do this for me.
She'd have a strap on with American flag colors all over it. All over the member. Dear God.
It would be her team.
Oh, man. No, but
there's no change. You can't hope for change. That's the thing. That's the ticket she should go on, you know? Don't hope for change. I'm here. I've always been here. I haven't left, so just get used to it. I mean, I'm not for anybody at this point. It's a joke to me, the presidency. People should be voting for issues with their local congressman. That's where I stand.
You should care more about who's sheriff than who the hell the president is, I think.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. We want figureheads. We want somebody. This is a Catholic.
No, you want your royalty.
Ideology. Right, you want your royalty.
You want your monarchy.
You want your popedom. You want your praise the Jesus.
Oh.
You know, the one man. Look up to this one person because they're going to save you. Obama's going to save me. He's going to pay my rent.
Yeah, you know Obama's going to give me that phone.
That phone. You can buy the phone.
Speaking of the Pope, okay, this dope is encouraging illegal immigration. Let me talk about legal immigration pretty much. Okay, Mexico. It has one of the most just corrupt, draconian ways of dealing even with their own immigrants. Even with dealing with their own people. Okay? They burn people, they cut people's head off, they cut the tongues off. And this is partly because the CIA is running the drug trade in Mexico. Okay, now you have the Pope encouraging illegal immigration into the U.S. Basically, the Pope wants the CIA to continue the drug running. The Pope wants the CIA to continue the children trafficking. The Pope wants all these black ops to continue. Let me tell you something dope. You're going to take care of all the so-called undesirables. You got a lot of money. Okay, you stole the art from the Jews during the Holocaust.
Gold right out of their teeth.
You plucked the gold right out of their teeth.
The triangle off of the pyramid.
To make your golden Pope toilet that you bless with your Pope craps. And you're going to come to the U.S. and take a crap right in our Congress, right in our Senate, and give a speech, right? You're going to bless the toilet of the White House by coming in there and taking a holy dump right over the American people. Let me tell you something dope. Are you gonna take in all these illegals and just like have them, washing little Italian cars in the streets of Rome? No, you're not. Okay, this is what illegal immigration has become. It's basically a way for the oligarchs of places like Mexico to export their revolution up north because if the Mexican people, and some of them have been fighting against these cartels, like the Knights Templar cartels over there, if these people rise up and fight, then there's a better chance of defeating the New World Order. Because the New World Order makes a lot of money through the drug trade. That's why they're beating these people down. So the people you hate the most, I mean, they're not these people trying to get into the U.S.
Yeah, because those are the hardworking people that are clean, that are working in your kitchens, at every damn restaurant you go to.
But they also take advantage, and a lot of killers go in as well, through the borders. I mean, but it's the CIA doing this. The CIA is the one cutting the holes in the fence.
So you speak about bringing the war up here. So today at 5 o'clock tonight, as people were leaving,
breaking news actually.
There was a gunman. Yeah, a gunman that shot up a federal building. He went in armed in the immigration building on Varick Street.
Wow.
A court and a post office. And he ended up wounding a guard, and he killed himself.
Basically Blackwater.
Well, I think it's weird because he wounded a guard, so then you have a gun issue, right? And it was an immigration building. So,
well, wasn't Trump just down here for jury duty?
Yeah,
I mean, he was probably meeting with some Blackwater operatives. I mean, you got neocons that like to talk about spaghetti and meatballs, and they're not even Italian coming out here. You got all these outside agitators coming to New York, and now this happens.
You know what I'm saying? This guy Trump has so much money. He's so much propaganda. What about that thing about that lady who died and then said in her obituary, "Don't vote for Hillary"?
Right.
That, I think, to me, I was like, what was her family friends with Trump too? I mean, it's like almost a game for these people. I don't trust him. He could take over Jersey. If you remember correctly, my friends, he said he rented a house to Gaddafi in Jersey, and guess what?
Wow.
My ex-friend, Coochie, she had lived very close near, and they always...
Coochie?
Yeah, I don't want to say a stupid name, right? Right.
I'm sorry, I just had to repeat it. Go on.
Yeah, she had she said she lived right around the block from Gaddafi, and that house is there. It's in like east of Cliffs,
Hey man, Gaddafi faked his death. He's probably over there chilling, like
got a little face surgery in Brazil,
smoking hookah and whatnot.
Yeah, they just lock him in. He got house lock, just like Ratzinger got house lock in the Vatican. He can't leave anywhere because they'll arrest him.
Yeah, they'll arrest him for being the pedophile scumbag that he is.
That's what they do. He just got house arrest. They got a little surgery just in case, change it up a little bit. That man was ugly. He was so. He was
Satan.
down. He was down with Trump.
He looked like
They're
Beelzebub.
friends. Trump said out of his words of his mouth, he said, "Gaddafi's a nice guy. He's a cool guy." He said that.
Well, the only reason they whacked or supposedly whacked Gaddafi, that he had to even fake his death or would have to, is because he backed Libya with the gold dinar and took them off the U.S. petrodollar. Basically said no to the Anglo World Order WASP banks like the Rothschilds, who aren't Jewish, who converted to Judaism later on in life, who are basically Germans.
Yeah, they're Germans.
They're Germans.
These guys, they don't want to...
Austrian.
If they're dictators and they had enough and they already have enough money, they want to live their life. They're like, okay, yeah, I want to be with the girls. I want to eat the lobster. I want to eat the caviar. I want some baths in the morning. I'm tired of this job. Get me out of here. So they do. They arrange. So you take over. So instead of just like having a coup, an internal coup, they have an external coup. That way the New World Order could go in and say, don't worry, we got you. We got the full control. We got total control. And that's how they're taking over systematically.
So that's what's going on right now.
I think so.
Breaking news. They just stirred up some type of MK Ultra shooting out here. And it's because of
New York City.
It's because of people like Trump. I mean, they're using his rhetoric right now. I mean, they got KKKers beating up little ice cream men, Mexicans down the street because Trump made them open their eyes. They got guys shooting at immigration offices, federal buildings. Basically, this is just Blackwater, just black ops, army psyops crap going on.
They're trying to make us scared of the immigrants, and then in the alternative medias, all making you hate the Jews and hate Israel.
That's right.
And it's always blame the Jews. And I even heard on somebody's talk show host that they said, they even had the audacity to say, the Jews are not the smartest ones. It's been proven it's the Protestants. First of all, Who cares? It's so stupid. I mean, what are you going to all take IQ tests, line up, and like, you know what? Y'all make me sick.
They'd probably fail miserably if they did. They wouldn't dare.
I don't buy it. I don't buy any of this Jew-hating mongering. It's just a blame. It's they want you to hate somebody, pick on somebody to victimize. We're just not going to have it anymore. Like, I haven't had family that was in the Holocaust. I went to the Yad Vashem Museum in Israel. I went to Tel Aviv. I seen people's...
we have family that was killed in the Inquisition. We know that.
Yeah, but...
The original Holocaust. But go on.
But I didn't... But I saw in Yad Vashem people's skin used as lampshades. Okay? People's bodies used as soap. Okay? People's teeth, gold, piles of teeth, glasses.
It's like some Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Disgusting,
stuff.
man. You know what? You freaking Nazis, you think it's funny? Okay, we don't hate you. Okay, but you better own up to the fact that your own DNA carries that crap around. All right? And you better watch it because we're the all-seeing eye now. You want to be the all-seeing eye, Fourth Reich? We see you too. You got transparent because God gave us freaking vision. We can see right through your German chins.
These Nazis even had a machine called the Bone Crusher.
Yeah?
The Bone Crusher. Doesn't that sound chilling?
Yeah, but didn't they get that from the Spanish Inquisition?
They got a lot of things.
They based a lot of that, and that's how they get over on it. Oh yeah, well they did it back then. Oh,
they inspired it.
They studied it, inspired it. Oh, if they could do it, we could do it. It's like a psych out, man.
It's ridiculous.
That means they got something wrong in their brain.
You know, these Jesuits have become so powerful. The Jesuitical educational institutions. They're in government. They're in the military-industrial complex. They basically ran the Star Wars project under Reagan. And
who was a Nazi?
Exactly. I wanted to get your thoughts on this explosion that happened in China. Okay. Now, we wrote an article on exposednewsalternative.wordpress.com. States, did the U.S. hit China with a directed energy weapon? Now, with that whole fire sale of the U.S. Bonds and stocks, the stock market crashing, a lot of people are saying that China's playing dirty, doing the U.S. dirty, and the U.S. felt threatened and fired the first warning shot. You think this is true?
These are all scare tactics, from my opinion. First of all, I wanted to go back to Madoff and the fact that Donald Trump was also involved with Madoff. And there was this people around who wanted to invest in Madoff. The going rate was that you had to be a Jew in order to invest in Madoff. And Donald Trump supposedly wanted to invest in Madoff, but Madoff turned him down because he wasn't Jewish.
Okay.
Right, so he's all involved with the stocks and rising.
Right, but what I'm trying to get at is that I saw the impact of whatever hit China, and we don't know if it's a DEW, a directed energy weapon, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that you see the predictive programming in G.I. Joe Retaliation where they hit London with one of these rods from God, from the Project Thor, this Star Wars program technology. Do you think they could have used that? I mean, I'm showing you the pictures right here on screen. You see, like, the liquefaction of the steel, the strike.
I think they're doing it to themselves. It's a false flag. It's like a
absolutely.
Yeah, so I think it's a weapon. First of all, China wouldn't allow anybody else to mess with them.
So they do it to say, hey, look what we got. We're testing it. You mess with us, and you're going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know internally. I don't speak Chinese. I don't know what goes on internally, domestically in their country. You don't know what was going on with the property over there, with the people over there. Maybe they were revolting to the extent that we don't know. I have no idea. So it's only pure speculation, but I can say one thing. I don't believe that anybody but China messed with China. Okay, and wow. I think that, they could do it for their own insurance.
Well, they got space weapons too. Both China, Russia, and the United States have space weapons. That's the thing. Space is the new frontier. They want to know they can have the advantage so they can even strike from space. Like with this Project Thor, the Rods of God project.
Yeah.
And they show it to you. They showed it in G.I. Joe Retaliation. You saw it. They dropped a missile right from space, destroying London.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the predictive programming in that movie right there. It's getting scary. You know, they're saying that by September 25th, I mean, the day after the Pope shows up, there's going to be a blood moon and a false flag. I mean, if we see this happening in China, I mean, could they pull something off here? Again, I don't want to sound like a fear-monger. There's so much fear-mongering going on.
It's all happening at once.
We can only speculate. We are reporting to you what, to the best of our ability, what is happening.
I think there's a cover-up. I think you have these guys running around New York City like Trump and, you know, messing with markets. You know, like before I told you his hand was right in the market. It's happening, you know, they want to blame China, but he's right up there. You know, Mr. Politician, Mr. Charisma, knows everybody, you know, Mr. Businessman.
Well, he's just a Clinton plant. He's there to hand it over to Clinton. He's there to divert attention from Jeb Bush, to sabotage Jeb Bush, to sabotage the Republicans. I mean, you don't need to sabotage Jeb Bush. He's a Bush. Nobody. That's the thing. Nobody wants to vote for a Bush again. The Republicans, the neocons, they're like chomping at the bit not to vote for this Bush. That's why they're so elated over Trump.
Yeah.
Because they don't want Bush in there again. I mean, the record on liberty of the Republican Party and the Bushes is pathetic.
I mean, do you want your president saying to Heidi Klum, "You're not a 10 anymore"? That is so low. That's Jerry Springer. I'm from America. I thought we were going up and compete with the intellectual
now we're keeping it Jerry Springer. And another thing they're doing in America now is apparently soldiers are infiltrating California and trying to RFID people, according to these fear-mongering websites. So special ops soldiers trying to occupy California. Basically, they're just going to have IBM, I mean, the original computers, folks,
the Nazis,
used for evil. They're going to track us all through Google, IBM. They got their robotic dog that can run up to 60 miles an hour and catch you. They got robots walking through the forest now.
They know who you are. They have a social security number. And every single number on your social security number means that whether you're a Lebensborn or a black or a white or this or a purebred or what.
Whatever they're doing, ladies and gentlemen, they are wiping their butts with the American people, like Hillary Clinton is wiping her server.
Vagina.
Yes. All of the above. Unfortunately, we've run out of time.
Don't forget to go to Conceptual Subculture. Use the Bruce 40 off. Okay, it's Bruce 40. You got 40% off. And go to Antique Obsessions, Etsy.com for gorgeous sterling silver and earrings. Brand new stuff every day.
Every day, ladies and gentlemen. Just like we broadcast every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. This is the Bruce Montalvo Show signing out. Thanks for listening.
Also, every night from 12 to 3.
12 to 3.
Jaja, 3
Tune
hours.
in, Jaja Radio.
No doubt.
Peace out.
We don't want you dope.